Hi, my name is Joshua Bell, and I'm the producer and co-director of A 45 at 50th.
Well, welcome to the Dallas International Film Festival. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, you were also in the Tribeca Film Festival, is that right?
Yes.
So, coming from New York, why did you choose to bring your film to Dallas?
Well, I'm actually in Los Angeles,
Okay.
and we brought our film to Dallas because you guys are a great up-and-coming film festival, and we're really excited to be here.
Well, thank you very much. We're glad to have you here. So, let's talk about the movie.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about the story?
In brief, the story is about actor-activist James Cromwell's involvement with the Black Panthers when he was in his late 20s.
Now, I noticed that your film won a prize for the 1968 project. Is that where the inspiration for the project came from?
It is. John Cromwell, James's son, who was the writer and co-director of the project, had heard about this festival in Minneapolis called the 1968 Project, which is involved with some different historical societies. And this festival in particular was sponsored by the Minnesota Historical Society, and it was the competition was make a film about the tumultuous period of 1968. So kind of with that loose guideline, we came up with this idea. We did a pre-interview with James, and we were throwing around a few different ideas about some stories from his life, and this is the one that we settled upon.
Now, how did he feel about this project? Was he excited, or was this kind of maybe a bit of a painful event for him?
No, he was happy to be a part of it. He's a great storyteller, and he is also very socially minded and is very outspoken on various issues. He's a huge PETA advocate. I recently went to a theater presentation from him that was basically about nonviolent protest. So I think he likes to be involved in any kind of film or artistic endeavor that helps shape the way that people think and feel. So he was really excited to be a part of it. I think he likes the film. He said he did.
Now, these are events relevant to New York City in 1968. So what was the audience response at your last film festival?
Well, in Minneapolis, the film went over really well. We haven't yet presented at Tribeca in New York.
I see.
But we actually just screened today, and people were really excited about it. It was fun to see a fresh audience, respond to the film in a favorable way.
So what are you kind of hoping that audiences would take away from this?
It's. I don't think we're necessarily, breaking huge walls down with the film. It is a short film. What I think is really neat about it is that it's a slice of life. It's a portrait of an actor who is well known. Most people don't know much about his social activism, and the Black Panthers, in my opinion, are one of the most interesting political groups that have come about in the United States, in the history of America. So I think that in and of itself makes people kind of tune in. People didn't know about James's involvement with that. The Black Panthers, I think, in some way are still very much misunderstood. So I hope that people take away, they get a little more about the history of the Panthers. They learn some stuff about James, and that it just gets their thoughts going a little bit more about where we are today in relationship to where we've come from, at least as far as politics and culture.
Now, switching gears a little bit, you made this film by kind of fusing like stock footage from that period and doing interviews. And can you tell us a little bit more about the process?
The process for making the film, we were on a very tight deadline as far as time, and also as far as money. But
Right.
We did a pre-interview with James. John and I did on the phone, where kind of we just turned on the recorder and let him speak about where he was coming from and what his life was like in his 20s, and he told us a number of stories, and this is the one that we settled on. We thought it had the most appropriate kind of form for a short film with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so we did this pre-interview, then we went and we shot the interview with James himself, and over about a week's time we stitched 15 minutes together of the story, and then we went in and we shot very specifically the scenes that we needed to retell the recreation. And we wanted to use some of the stock footage to kind of ground people in what was happening during the time, and to, you know, the images of the Black Panthers are so iconic that we kind of felt that it was essential that we include kind of some of that feeling of the stock footage. And
just kind of on a side note, John Cromwell played his dad, right?
That's correct.
So what was that interaction like?
James himself was not on set when we did the recreation. He, I think, knew very little about what we were actually going to do. John principally conducted the main interview with his dad, and that was pretty fun to watch, actually. They have an interesting relationship, and sometimes when his dad would correct John on some of the facts and whatnot, there was a really fun kind of back and forth. But yeah, it was a really fun process, and we were nervous about showing it to James. I mean, it is about his life, and he responded very well to it.
Well, is there a website where viewers can go and learn some more about your film?
Right now, the film is online at 1968project.org,
okay.
And hopefully it will be on some more websites very soon, or people can email me directly.
All right, well, thank you again so much for being here, and congratulations on all that's going on, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.